Welcome back to Explain the Charts, your go-to channel for deciphering market movements. Today, August 5th, 2025, we're putting the spotlight on QQQ, the Invesco QQQ Trust, which tracks the Nasdaq 100. We'll be diving deep into recent news and then correlating it with the raw candlestick data across multiple timeframes. Before we look at the charts, let's understand the broader market context. A major headline impacting QQQ and the broader market is the strong performance seen yesterday, August 4th, 2025. The Dow, S&P 500, and Nasdaq all had their best day since May, driven primarily by rising expectations for a September Federal Reserve interest rate cut. This anticipation of looser monetary policy typically fuels growth stocks, which form the bulk of the Nasdaq index. Beyond macro factors, Nasdaq itself has been busy with several strategic initiatives. They've partnered with AWS to enhance liquidity and capital flows for market operators, indicating a push towards more robust trading infrastructure. Nasdaq Europe has also shown strong leadership in IPOs and private placements, suggesting continued global market expansion. The introduction of Nasdaq Eclipse, a fourth-generation marketplace technology platform, and plans for 24-hour trading signal significant advancements in accessibility and efficiency. These developments reflect a long-term commitment to innovation that could support the index's growth. While specific to one stock, the surge in Rigetti computing shares due to quantum computing optimism also highlights a dynamic sector within Nasdaq, though it remains speculative given the lack of commercialization. Now, let's turn our attention to the charts and see how these events are reflected in QQQ's price action. On the daily chart, looking at the entire available data, we can observe a clear overall bullish trend from March 2024 right up to our current date, despite several significant pullbacks along the way. Each dip has historically been met with renewed buying interest, pushing QQQ to new highs. The all-time high in this dataset was reached recently on July 28, 2025, at $568.14. Let's narrow our focus to the recent price action, specifically from late July through August 4, 2025, to pinpoint the immediate trends and reversals. We see a notable pullback from that peak of $568.14 on July 28, with QQQ dropping sharply to $553.88 on August 1st. This represented a significant short-term bearish reversal, highlighting market sensitivity to profit-taking or shifting sentiment. However, the news of anticipated Fed rate cuts provided a strong catalyst, leading to an impressive bounce on August 4th, with QQQ closing at $564.10. This rebound, a nearly 0.9% gain, aligns perfectly with the best day since May headlines, showcasing immediate market reaction to positive economic sentiment. The price found immediate support around the $551 to $554 range after the dip, a level to watch closely moving forward. Switching to the 1-hour chart gives us a more granular view of this recent volatility. We can clearly see the selling pressure that intensified on July 31st and August 1st, forming several red hourly candles with relatively high volume. This was followed by a consolidation period before the strong upward move on August 4th. The hourly chart confirms that the $551 to $554 area acted as a strong demand zone, preventing further declines and setting the stage for the recent rally. The sharp green candles on August 4th demonstrate aggressive buying, indicative of institutional money flowing back in on the rate cut news. Now, let's examine the very latest price movements on the 15-minute chart. As of the last recorded data on August 4th, QQQ was maintaining its upward momentum into the close, trading around the $564 level. This intraday strength reinforces the immediate bullish sentiment driven by the Fed rate cut expectations. The short-term resistance for QQQ now sits around the $565 to $568 range, approaching its previous all-time high. Breaching this level with conviction would signal strong bullish continuation. So, what does this all mean for QQQ? From a bullish perspective, The market is clearly anticipating Fed rate cuts, which is a significant tailwind for growth-oriented tech stocks. Nasdaq's strategic initiatives, such as the AWS partnership and plans for 24-hour trading, paint a picture of an innovative and expanding ecosystem supporting long-term growth. The strong rebound from recent lows also demonstrates underlying buyer strength and confidence in the index. For the short term, if QQQ can break above the $565 to $568 resistance zone, especially with strong volume, it would reinforce the bullish outlook and likely lead to new all-time highs. Long-term, the consistent uptrend and Nasdaq's foundational advancements suggest continued upward trajectory, barring major economic downturns. On the bearish side, we cannot ignore the sharp pullbacks observed previously, like the one in late July/early August, or the more significant dips in April and September 2024. These indicate that QQQ remains susceptible to profit-taking and macroeconomic uncertainty. If global economic data disappoints, or if the Federal Reserve signals a delay in rate cuts, we could see a reversal. In the short term, a failure to break above the $568 resistance, followed by a sustained drop below the $551 support, would invalidate the current bullish momentum. The longer-term risk lies in a broader market correction, potentially finding support around the $520 to $530 area, or even the critical $448 to $450 zone that held strong in 2024. A deeper correction, though less likely in the immediate term given the current sentiment, could see QQQ testing the $402 to $420 major support from April 2025, representing a significant reversal. To recap, important price levels to watch are the immediate resistance around $565 to $568, with a clear break above indicating strong bullish momentum. The crucial short-term support lies between $551 and $554, which held firm during the recent dip. Further down, key long-term support can be found near $448 to $450, and the major bounce zone around $402 to $420. Looking ahead, keep a close eye on upcoming Federal Reserve statements and economic data releases, as these will heavily influence rate cut expectations. Monitor corporate earnings reports from major tech companies, as strong results could propel QQQ higher. Additionally, any further announcements from Nasdaq regarding their 24-hour trading initiative or new technological platforms could serve as positive catalysts. Volume analysis is also critical. Look for increased volume accompanying breakouts or breakdowns to confirm the strength of the move. Remember, trading involves risk, and these analyses are for informational purposes only. Always conduct your own due diligence. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Explain the Charts.